part 2, guys. So yeah, Trump is involved in the dismantling of all of these evil operations. You'll find a lot of information online regarding what is going on. If you're awakened, you know what's going on. If you're not awakened, you'd rather not know about it, and that's fine too. That's your choice, but that will have an implication on what type of entities and what your fear level is and how you can be controlled. That's very important, because just like wolves, people that dominate and seek control and seek to put the fear, not any type of, God is not fear, but any type of system designed to make you feel fear, and it's seen, just like wolves in the wild and dogs, they smell fear. There's and don't get me wrong, like, when I was going through my life, what this wanderer thing is in the law of one, I've gone through my dark training, and sure, there were fights, and there was self-defense, but I haven't severely hurt anyone. Nothing like that's happened. I've been stabbed myself, and I've had harm come to me. But if you look at it on a soul level of why I'm here and why many starseeds are here, I had to go through the ultimate, it's called dark training. So sure, some of the incidents that I reacted to towards my dad and the environment, it was a dark environment, so there was self-defense mechanisms that come up, and words were a bit, because I'm fighting darkness, but I'm not going out, it's not like I was going out harming people, but all the while I'm practicing self-defense mechanisms and how to read these entities, beings, humans, and watch how they work, and see the chinks in their armor, while my soul is protected, soul contract, just like anyone else's is, while I'm watching and observing them, and I'm picking apart their lies and their deceit, I could go on and on, but it goes deeper. But anyway, COVID is where I come off of this stuff, and the time was right. Activation, you all know about activation, and as soon as I come off, during COVID, when the world stopped, divine plan, my world started turning again, and the ships come over my house, and I was activated, and not just by them, but by you guys, by a lot of the synchronicity sharers, Michael DELLA ROCCA, wonderful man, the 144, all of the people that were ascending have been part of my journey. We're all one, man, and we're here to be of service to the unawakened as well. This is not like not just one thing going on here that it's only happened with me. There's many out there that this has happened to, I assure you. And so I just want to share some facts with you, which I know, but the first time I heard somebody that spoke the truth, which I knew, and they all called him crazy, by the way, at the time, was ALCYEONE. And I'm just here to confirm what he said in 1994 in his interview with Rick O'Keefe. Is that all human life originated on Lyra, and they had to move in Lyra during a war with the Draconians, by the way, because the Draco do not like humans. Just like here, they did, before, where human life originated on Lyra, they didn't like humans then either. And there was a 400,000 year war that I've had memories come back with, and realise why I am so, I wouldn't say affected, but which is, my divine purpose is now in play, and I'm in the light. And during my awakening, I came into the light very rapidly, connected with higher self, oneness, and I've been in contact, with the ships, and they show up at places when I go out in nature. They show up because it's safe. That's where they go. And this is no the Billy Meyer case. They'll never show up to a city and land. Why are they going to do that? They're caring. They don't want to panic the hell out of people. But they make themselves known in the sky when the crown is, with the Merkaba, and they will guide you in the right places where they will land. They will. If you really want to meet them, they will land. And yeah, Draconians have a hatred for anything human. Yeah, and it goes way back to, yet again, another recommendation by ALCYEONE, The Gods of Eden. 80% accurate at the time. And these are real things, man. You know, like the gods of Eden, it goes into, you know, who the draconians are, and you know, a lot of stuff. And they're very evil entities. We're talking about evil entities. Many people have seen them around the States, but I assure you they exist. And they enslaved the reptilians, and they've also enslaved the greys before as well. And this was all down to technology deals, you know, during the 50s as well. And yeah, for material gain, yet again, for material gain, dominance, power, the number 8, you know, which is ambition, success, control, manipulation, domination, the material aspects. That's what the universal thing is it can either be used for good or bad. 8, eternity. So yeah, I mean, I'm in contact with many races, channeling, but actual sort of contact with, you know, Semyaze and the Pleiadian light forces. That's my origin. I am of origin of there, like all human life. You know, when it comes to a soul level, you know, we're all from different places, different systems, but my soul is, you know, is from there. Down here, there's been a lot of mixing. There's been a lot of mixing with certain different type of genes as well. So we're talking on a soul level. Yeah, I mean, one thing that I'd advise to read is the Dead Sea Scrolls, which goes into Gnosticism and about how they believed back then. Not they believed about light body, you know, a thing called light body, that one could become perfect and pure again if one was to align with his divine purpose. And all of the teachings of meditation, everything that we're speaking about now in a mass awakened state was being spoken about back then. There was like a shepherd going along in, I don't want to say the wrong thing, Palestine, and the shepherd was chucking a stone, and he heard a pot smash. It was like made a hollow sound, and he opened it. There were the Dead Sea Scrolls, and it spoke about beings that came down to teach primitive man certain things about himself that would, you know, stop looking out, go in, meditate. You know, Jesus, you know, he took the original teachings, you know, before Earth, the universal law of one. Go into yourself, you know, chakras and alignment, and, you know, in Islam, you know, as well. Don't get me wrong, man, there's problems all over the world, but where do these problems arise? Where do they really arise from? Fighting, war for resources, and it goes way back. It goes way back. It goes way back. And you know, there's been a lot of victims all over the world. I've been a victim. I'm sure you starseeds, you know, you've been victims. We're not victims anymore. You know, we're powerful. We're protected by the galactic law of one. So we do have a power now. And another fact I'd like you to know is that the Mayans, you know, the Mayans in Mexico, there's a star in the Pleiades called Maya. Something to research. And another thing is that Pegasus, mentioned in the books about the flying white horse, that constellation is called Pegasus for a reason. Pegasus 9 is a planet. The white horse with wings. And it's the best way in those days that man could describe an object that they couldn't quite work out. An angel. And there are angels, there are. But I'm just saying, back then, when man had never seen anything like that, what would you describe it as? You'd be like, well, I don't know what to call it. It's like a white horse with wings. So it's like, it's a white object, light ship with wings. It didn't have no wings, but it was flying. Do you see where I'm going with this?